And I think we are back just in time to see Jackson Cothran pop up to the second baseman. And that's the first out. And unfortunately, not sure what happened here, but I think maybe the internet must have gone out or power. I'm not sure what it was. I've got a couple power strips here, but what we missed, what you missed, whoops, not that, was a 2-run home run by John Paul Head. Blake Carter is now at the dish as I work to recover. He takes a called strike. Colin Tater is still out there. That ball's lifted out to left center field. Over is Owen Hutchison. He'll make the grab for out number 2. Jake Merrick, I believe they will have to check game changer here to see how that one was ruled as to whether or not Jake Merrick was credited with an infield single, but he was on first base. John Paul Head hit one in the tree out in left center field for the first home run, and Trace Simmons takes one off the elbow guard there, I believe, as he reaches on a hit by pitch with 2 outs. Again, Tater's just at 71 pitches or low 70s now. I would assume this is his last inning of work. So I've got back-to-back hits on my scorecard, an infield single by Jake Merrick and a 2-run home run by John Paul Head, who picks up 2 more RBIs as Elijah Stockton fouls that one off. So he had 3 RBIs in game 1. Did not play last night at home, and he likes being on the road, apparently. He has 6 RBIs in now less than 2 games. Simmons does not go as the slider winks at the inside corner for a called strike. Stockton 0 for 2. Thank you for those of you that chimed in. Hopefully you have found the broadcast back again. Time called. Trying to see if we are back up on Facebook, and we are. Okay. Again, I apologize. Change up is in there for a called strike. Looked like it was going to be high, and then it just lost gravity as he got to the plate. Nice pitch there by Colin Tater for a backward K in the book to Elijah Stockton. I'll keep it right here and try to catch up those of you that are just now rejoining the broadcast. That is the 4th strikeout, the first strikeout since the 2nd inning for Tater. But in the inning, 2 runs, I have 2 hits. Again, trying to 2, 4, 5. They do have 5 hits for full count. So Jake Merritt credited with an infield single, scored ahead of John Paul Head's home run to left center field, all while the screen froze, and YouTube should be back now. So Pat Elliott, YouTube and Facebook, I see on my devices are all back. So I'm not sure where I lost you. Tim Dixon was pitching in the bottom of the 5th inning, and he went 1, 2, 3 against the top 3 in the Hoppers order. struck out the first batter, Grady Broughton. Got a ground ball to shortstop Logan Kroc by Gabe Eddington, and then a flyout by Owen Hutchison. A 1-2-3 inning for Tim Dixon on in relief of Roman Petricka, who goes 4 innings. He gives up 2 hits, no runs. He did walk 4 batters, struck out 3, and plunked 1 batter as he faced 18 in his 4 innings of work. Tim Dixon, the softer throwing left-hander from Vermillion, South Dakota, faces cleanup hitter Carson Tucker. First pitch outside the zone. And 2 balls and no strikes. Dixon, 5'10", 200-pound left-hander, rising senior. 17 appearances his last year with North Central University up in Minneapolis as Tucker waves and misses. He's 1 for 2. Pitched 42 innings for, I believe they're the Rams. I don't know. I've looked at it before, but Mark Dixon might, not sure if anybody's texted me. I need a few more devices. Brooke Carmen has a tapper right in front of the plate. Simmons gloves and throws a strike to Jackson Cothran. 4 out number 1. 4 straight retired by Tim Dixon. Second time a catcher has popped out on a swinging bunt so far this year. Lined out to left field, turning and running backward is Nolan Sargent. Makes a nice over-the-shoulder grab for out number 2. Tim Dixon applauding that effort. Connor Scheidt down on the well-struck ball to deep left field. He's now 1 for 3. Evan Cardwell popped out to the second baseman twice. Just checking to see if Elijah Stockton could catch a pop-up. And he can. The first pitch to Cardwell in there for a called strike. All right, we'll pull the crowd mic back up, and I think we're about back where we were before the world fell apart. Zach Williams would have been able to know how to handle that probably a little bit faster than old little Timmy. But all I need to do is just start a new stream. So this is part 2, if you're going back looking for it. Ground ball to third. High hop again, and this one bounds over the head of Jake Merrick, rounding first, heading for no. He's going to drop the anchor as Sargent gets to it pretty quickly. That is exactly the same type of base hit that Jake Merrick had on his ground ball to the first baseman. Popped over the head and glove of Connor Scheidt. Now Jake Merrick gets it happen to him down there at third base. So I would assume that is also going to be ruled a single. Surely it can't be an error, as first pitch swinging and dropping one down the right field line is Chance Sweeney, and it gets by John Paul Head. And here comes the first run of the game for the Hoppers, scored by Evan Cardwell. That will be a single and an error on John Paul Head. So no RBI to Sweeney. Cardwell scores on the E9. 2-base error for Head, and Jimmy Gamboa comes out of the rhythm dugout just to settle Dixon down. So the Hoppers are on the board. Dixon retired the first two batters that he faced here in the inning, but then got a seeing eye chopper hopper over, hit off the glove of Jake Merrick down at third, bounded into foul territory. Cardwell stayed at first, but then Chance Sweeney on the first pitch he saw, lefty on lefty matchup, hits a little flare down the right field line. That Head had, I'm not sure if it hopped over or hopped under. A lot of hopping going on here at Christian County High School. Cardwell would have been staying at second base, but it got by and rolled far enough for Sweeney to make it to third and Cardwell to come all the way home. Aiden Butts now at the plate. Ground ball, that's going to get up the middle and through for a base hit. RBI for Butts. Three straight hits for the Hoppers. Steve Petricka asked me if what we were using. I don't know what Mevo is. We're using OBS, online broadcast system, for the broadcast. Been using it for 5 years and might have been a surge. Another slow roller. Merrick charges to third. Gloves throws on the run, and Jackson Cothran makes the grab for the final out. So again, I don't know what happened earlier, but not exactly sure when it happened. Go back, check it when we get on the bus. But in the bottom of the sixth, the Hoppers scored 2 runs. I have to do some figuring to see what's earned or what's not. 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. Take a break and be right back.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Scrambling to find us some light here. I'm not sure if they turned the light on that is overhead. It's been a couple of years since we've been here, so I come mostly prepared. With an extra light. New pitcher in for the Hoppers, Owen Boswell. Left-hander, 5'10", 205 pounds, from Munford, Tennessee. Freshman at Bethel University down near Jackson, Tennessee. Knew there was something else I was looking for, a piece of paper to figure out earned and unearned. I have to write it down. Nolan Sargent will lead off the top of the 7th inning. First pitch from Boswell misses the mark. Rounds one to the right side. Tough hop there. Scheit will underhand to Boswell to retire Sargent for out number 1. Back to the top of the lineup, Logan Kroc, 0 for 2, walking a run scored. Thank you, Stephen, for the kind comments. Right now, it doesn't feel like a great podcast. It feels like it's totally disjointed. All 1 to Kroc, batting from the right side for the first time. The 1-1. Couple balls outside, and I think Boswell thought he had a strikeout there. He was walking off the mound. Well, it takes 3 strikes to strike people out in the Ohio Valley League. Not sure what they do down there in Bethel. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know. And that's what it takes right there is a swing and a miss as Kroc is down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Boswell. Nathan Rhodes would have been one of his teammates this past year, former Vol State Pioneer, lefty out of Merrill-Hyde High School. The ball's hit high and deep by Lou D'Alessio. And did he just get it? He did. Lou D'Alessio takes one out of here, right over the Colonel of the Colonel baseball side for the second home run by a Rhythm player tonight. A solo shot by the redshirt freshman from Red Bank, New Jersey. Lou, we got that one on the broadcast. And the Rhythm lead 5-2. Jake Merrick steps in. Second hit as a Rhythm player for D'Alessio. Merrick takes a called strike. Went to Google Earth and looked at the dimensions of all of the opposition fields. Two balls and a strike. Here at Christian County, I got 304 down the left field line, 331 to left center field, 350 to dead center, 335 in the right center field alleys. That ball sharply hit to Gavin Powell, gloves, and strong throw to first to retire Merrick. But the Rhythm score one to take a 5-2 lead. Down the right field line, just to finish that is 305. So about 305 down the lines, 330 to 335 in the alleys, and 350 to dead center. But it is playing bigger than that. There's a hill out in right center field that it goes up toward the scoreboard in right center field. As singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" here at Christian County. Let me keep it right here. Just because I want to talk some more. Got nothing to do in between innings. That's not true. I want to thank some more of our sponsors. The Meat Sweats was at the ball game yesterday and fed both teams. Thanks to Martin and his crew. The local Lemon, Kelsey Kerrigan, Pizza Ranch, Chris Eglin. They'll feed some players, I believe, at some point in time. I know Cancun Lagoon, Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, our title sponsor, and Meat Sweats are the primary meal sponsors this year. Also, Chad Cook at H&T Carpet, Todd Stinson Across the Seams LLC. H&T Carpet, located at 1224 Northgate Business Parkway in Madison, Tennessee. Get a hold of Chad at htcarpetinc.com. I wonder if H&T Carpet's still owned by Harry Tarpley. I don't know. That's the H and the T, what it used to be. Maybe Harry sold out, not sure. But they were the first sponsor of a baseball team where I met Mark McDaniel, I believe. I'm not sure if we had met before that, but Mark McDaniel, the now retired voice of the Rhythm at Drakes Creek Park, the public address announcer, the unofficial mayor of Nashville. And he was coaching a 9 and 10-year-old team back then. And the Rockies, I believe, were sponsored by H&T Carpet. And a new pitcher on the mound, the Hendersonville Firefighters Association. Call to the bullpen for the Rhythm. Another lefty, Carter Kelly, out of the bullpen, a redshirt freshman from Lipscomb University, hometown Pulaski, Tennessee. He and Blake Carter, the two Lipscomb Bisons, sitting next to each other on the bus. Had a little chat with them. He's 6'1", 185 pounds. As Josh Carmen sending out the lefties here to the Hoptown Hoppers. Starting to go, but holding up is leadoff batter Grady Broughton. Been a strikeout victim the first 3 times he's come to the plate. There's a called strike. Check swing. They're going to check down at first base, and Jonathan Higdon says he went. Jonathan, I agree with you. Hey, they do turn the lights on. Hey, gonna miss. And the golden sombrero for young Grady Broughton. That's a Safeware strikeout. Kenny Thomas checking in. KT from Hilton Head by way of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. He's one of the good guys. Former Vol State head coach, Volunteer State in Gallatin, Tennessee. Trey Simmons leaves it over there for the umpire to go get. Chad Crutcher goes to get it, and Trey Simmons beats him to it. I guess he was expecting our ball boy's all the way on the other side of the field, so he wasn't going to go get it. He said, hey, you guys are way closer to it than I am. 2 balls and a strike to Gabe Eddington, who's 0 for 1. He's walked twice. So KT up in Williamsport, going to be the head coach in the MLB Draft League. He's going to have some dudes up there. I guess the Major League Baseball will come back and play another one of those games there in Williamsport around August for the Little League World Series. KT probably be front and center when that happens because he's, he loves the limelight, being a head coach and all. 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Just kidding. He's a behind-the-scenes kind of a guy until somebody needs some instructing. Then he is there and ready. Everybody loves Kenny Thomas. For the 3rd time, Gabe Eddington draws the walk. Twice against Roman Petricka and now once for Carter Kelly. Owen Hutchison says, do you not have a right-handed pitcher in that dugout? He's tired of facing lefties. He's faced the third lefty for the Rhythm. Roman Petricka, Tim Dixon, and now Carter Kelly. Breaking pitch misses inside. 6'1", 185-pound redshirt freshman is Carter Kelly, son of David and Nikki Kelly, brother to Aiden and Ethan as he throws over to first. Eddington back in time. Papa and Nana there in Pulaski, Tennessee. Papa Phil and Nana JJ also down there in Giles County and Pulaski. Called strike. Pulaski, where UT Southern is located, formerly known as Martin Methodist, formerly known as Martin Junior College. Lifted out to left field. Nolan Sargent comes in and over a couple steps. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Martin Junior College, the distinction of being one of 3 schools whose coaches recruited Tim Reese in 1979. Only one time in my life, at one tournament in my baseball career, did I ever have a coach come and chat with me. And that was George Ogilvy from what was then Martin Junior College, Steve Peterson at Roane State Community College, who went on to Middle Tennessee State University. Swing and a miss by Carson Tucker. And Dave Witten from Belmont, that time Belmont College. So 2 junior colleges and a 4-year NAIA school. Fouled back. Count goes 0-2 to Carson Tucker, who's 1 for 3. And at that time, I had already finished 1 year as a walk-on at Miami of Ohio in Oxford, Ohio, about 45 minutes from my hometown of Cincinnati, the Colerain Township area. And I thought, why do I want to go to a 2-year school? So the runner takes off and goes. Tapper right in front of the plate, and it's a fair ball, and throwing again a little wide and to the right to Jackson Cothran, who has to make a nice hop, step, and a catch, and then back to the base for another 2-3. That's the second time Carson Tucker has grounded out 2-3. So I chose the 4-year school Belmont College instead of going to Martin Junior College. So that's the end of that story. We'll move on. You're listening to the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions, right here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the
Corson Fire and Security. Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can...
Fat fingering again. Fat fingering again. Trying to spin plates, and a lot happening here at this ball yard. Got a new pitcher on the mound for the Hoppers. They're throwing out another lefty themselves. Jackson Leggett Walford. Is that what you went with? Jackson Leggett Walford, 5'9", 175 pounds, from Clearwater, Florida. Attends AUM, Auburn University, Montgomery. It's the third pitcher out for the Hoppers. He's going to be Jackson Leggett in my score sheet. Owen Boswell goes 1 inning, gives up the solo home run. Trying to figure out Tim Dixon's line there. He gave up 2 runs. I believe only one of those is earned on 3 hits. Did not walk a batter, struck out 1. And faced 9 in his 2 innings. Top of the 8th we go. John Paul Head to lead off. Fouls that one straight back. On the first pitch he sees from Jackson Leggett. John Paul's got 3 RBIs on a 2-for-3 night. Struck out in the first, but single drove in a run in the third. And then when the lights went out in Hopkinsville, a 2-run home run in the 6th. I apologize to the entire Head family for that. Though I'm just going to tell you, I have no idea what happened. Speed pitch down low. 2 balls on the strike. John Paul Head, Jackson Cawthorn, and Blake Carter due up to face the new pitcher. Lefty Jackson Leggett Walford. Another pitch down. The count goes 3 balls on the strike. With the lights come the bugs. Another one hit high and deep, and they're just looking up into the sky. John Paul Head is just delivered again. We got this one, John Paul. A solo shot, the 3rd long ball of the night for the full count rhythm. Back to back for JPH. And that makes the score 6-2. John Paul is 3 for 4 with 9 total bases and 4 RBIs, a total of 7 on the season. Jackson Cawthorn at the plate. Cawthorn looking to get on the board. 0 for 3 at Fulton. And now he's 0 for 2 here with a walk. In and out of the glove of Evan Cardwell. And he'll let the on-deck batter, Blake Carter, retrieve that one. Doug Dorn might be listening. We're going to have to take James on the road here. James Dorn, I believe, was our bat boy yesterday, and I think he's 6, maybe 7. Probably shouldn't be going on the road and being out till 1 o'clock in the morning, but I can't remember if it was the Hoptown that Garrett Edwards got on the bus and Grant and Ashley let him go on the road with a rhythm. 3-0 pitch to Cawthorn. Starts to go and holds up. Pitch called a strike. Jackson might be questioning his swing right now. He's struck out 3 times, but only once was swinging, twice looking at Fulton, but he draws the walk here. And the first 2 have reached against Jackson Leggett Walford. Colin Tater went the first 6 innings for Hoptown. Then Owen Boswell, now Jackson Leggett. 1 on, nobody out. 1 in, popped up by Carter in the infield. Who's going to take this one? It looks like second baseman Gabe Eddington makes the catch. Ends up about waist high. Carter down on 1 pitch. He's now 0 for 4 in the ball game. And Trace Simmons. Ole Miss coming back on Murray State, the Racers out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Trying to get into a super regional. Got to believe that'd be the first time they've ever gotten in a super regional. Cothran leads off a first, does not go, pitches outside to Simmons, who's 1 for 2. See how those Tennessee Vols are doing. Cracked out to right field on his horses, Aiden Butts. He's not going to get to it. Doesn't roll all the way to the wall, but it rolls far enough. They're going to send the runner to the plate. Here's the throw, and he is out. Jackson Cothran tug out on a nice relay from Butts to Eddington to Cardwell. Out number 2 on the double by Trace Simmons. That's a Dudette Communications double. Second extra base hit of the inning. 9-4 to 2 retires Cothran. I'm not sure if he ran through a stop sign there. Elijah Stockton at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Lefty on lefty matchup. He looks at a called strike. It looks like the Vols 6 runs better than the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, 11-5. That's in the bottom of the 8th. Murray State 12-8 over Ole Miss, also in the bottom of the 8th. Jackson Leggett delivers down low and inside. North Carolina defeated Oklahoma earlier today, 14-4 to get into a super regional. Oregon State beat the Trojans of USC 9-0. 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. Catches the outside corner, says home plate umpire Chad Crutcher. Miami 1-0 over the Southern Miss Eagles. A full count ministry duo of Matt and Tucker Stockman, father and son. Matt Stockman is the starting catcher for Southern Miss. He's been on several mission trips down to Nicaragua with a full count. Somebody's now said it's 12-11. Ole Miss assuming a 3-run bomb as Murray State's about ready to let this one slip away. Stockton with a 1-ball, 2-strike count here in the top of the 8th. Rhythm leads 6-2. Jackson Leggett delivers, and it's inside. Stockton started to go and held up. Ball 2. Grounded out in the 2nd, flew out in the 4th. Struck out looking in the 6th, batting here for the 4th time in the 8th. So all even innings for Elijah Stockton, the second baseman. Fouls that one off to the left. That's a AAA autoglass foul ball. Ooh, just missed a Ferrari over there by the technical college. A lot of big money Alfa Romeos and such here in Hopkinsville. All we got to do is just call AAA autoglass because runner goes from second and the pitch fouled off. Stockton had no choice with 2 strikes. Trace Simmons had a pretty good jump there at second, but there are 2 outs. Mario Gonzalez in Honduras says, let's go Ritmo. Count Ritmo. That's how you say rhythm in Spanish. 2-2 pitch. Again, Leggett nipping at that inside corner trying to get the call. But instead, he's going to have to throw a full count. Ministries full count, and you know what that means. Bad news for the Hoppers. Whenever there's a full count Ministries, full count to a full count rhythm batter, it's bad news for the Hoppers, Scott. Runner at second stays put. Strike three. Apparently good news for the Hoppers this time. That pitch was at the letters maybe, and Elijah, I believe, thought that might have been a little bit outside, but instead he goes down looking for the second straight at bat. But the Rhythm get a solo home run by John Paul Head, his second of the night. We need to find us a home run sponsor. If you want to be a sponsor and join the Full Count Ministries cause, you can contact Josh Carmen at jcarmen@fullcountministries.com. Come to a ball game. There's a myriad of opportunities for you to contact somebody who's in the know. You could even let me know on Facebook or YouTube here. But one run on, there were two hits. Trey Simmons double, Dudette double, and he was left aboard. So we go to the bottom of the eighth. Rhythm with the 6-2 lead. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. I believe that is still Carter Kelly out on the mound as we have a pinch hitter, Dalen Hamilton, will pinch hit for Connor Scheidt here leading off the bottom of the eighth. First pitch swinging. Hamilton comes up empty. The pitch is outside. I wrote Dylan. That's incorrect. It's D-A-Y or D-A-L-Y-N. From, that says Searcy, Arkansas. Down there where Harding University is located. I wonder if Todd Neal's son, Hayden, still lives down there in Searcy, Arkansas. I'll bet he does. 2-1 pitch. Misses outside. Dalen, 5'11", 200-pound freshman at Arkansas State University, Three Rivers. So a directional school. And a walk puts Hamilton on base. Second walk of the game by Kelly. Trey Simmons will have another confab with Carter to see if he can dial him in. Kelly went to Giles County High School. He was a two-time all-district selection, also all-region as a junior. Plays over there for Coach Jeff Forehand at Lipscomb University, who is a Belmont alum. I like to tell him that. Back in the day, Lipscomb and Belmont, the most fierce rival. You think Duke, North Carolina, USC, UCLA, Michigan, Ohio State, you think those are rivals, forget it. Lipscomb and Belmont, 2 miles apart down. There's a reason they call it Belmont Boulevard. Just kidding. It is. It's called Belmont Boulevard. Lipscomb doesn't say that's where they call. That ball's out to shallow center field. Back goes Logan Kroc. The sure-handed shortstop makes the catch for out number 1 as Evan Cardwell pops out to an infielder again, this time not Elijah Stockton. He's done that twice. Singled his last time up. He hit that chopper that went off the glove of Jake Merrick. So we have a pinch hitter here as well. What number you got there, Scott? Thank you. Right-handed hitter. Backs away from an inside fastball, called a strike. Alec Hodeling from Canton, Georgia. Like totaling, but with an H. Hotaling. Pinch hitting for Chance Sweeney, left-handed hitting center fielder. As the Hoppers are running out of time, throw over to first. Nice move there, but Hamilton back in time. Pretty quick, deceptive move there by Carter Kelly, the third left-hander to pitch tonight for Full Count. Roman Petricka started 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Tim Dixon, 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. It shows none of those earned. My calculation shows that one of those is actually earned. There's a young player that is keeping that game changer, and Tim Dixon is happy to take an unearned run. I'm confident. 2-1 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled off. Assume the hit and run going. AAA Autoglass foul ball did not get out of play. As the on-deck batter, Aiden Butts, retrieves that baseball. Apparently it must be past the ball boy's bedtime, although I do see him standing over there by the dugout. Maybe he's tired. 2-2 pitch coming, 1 out. The leadoff walk to Dalen Hamilton as he leads off. Does not go, and the pitch is low and outside. And a Full Count Ministries full count. Chance Sweeney was on base all 3 times he came to the plate. Being pinch hit for by Alec Hodeling. He's also AUM Auburn University, and he's going to draw the walk. 2 walks now in the inning. Put runners at first and second. Again, I cannot see the bullpen for Full Count, but Josh Carmen is standing at the entrance as Jimmy Gamboa comes out, asks for time to come out and have a confab with Carter Kelly. Josh Carmen in his 5th year has been, it's actually Full Count Rhythm is actually, I think, his brainstorm. He's the one who lobbied probably the ministry to come up with a collegiate summer program. And he's been at the helm as the general manager now the 5th year. He's been the head coach for the 4th year now. His uncle, Kenny Thomas, was the head coach the first year after retiring as the head man at the University of South Carolina, Aiken. I believe he was there for 20 plus years. KT, Kenny Thomas was. He was 12 years at Vol State before taking the gig at USC Aiken. Josh Carmen was a former head coach at Beach High School. He was an assistant coach at JP2 for 5 years as well. Married to the lovely Brooke Carmen. He has 4 children. Kylie Kennedy, Futai, and Leeway. I call her Waylay sometimes. They call her Way. I call her Waylay. He's a Beach High School 1999 grad, is Josh Carman. Meeting over by Jimmy Gamboa, and Aiden Butt stands in. And Zach Williams would say that was an unsuccessful mound meeting. First pitch was wide. Zach Williams knows baseball. Right now he's knowing diaper changing at home there in Hendersonville. Looking for a doodad double play right here off the bat of Butts. Instead, right there is a swing and a foul tip into the mitt. Butts 1 for 2 on the night. The incoming freshman to Dyersburg State. The Eagles in Dyersburg, Tennessee. They play in the TCCAA, Tennessee Community College Athletic Association. Now 11 strong in baseball. Softball, men's and women's basketball. Nice stop there by Trey Simmons behind the plate as he is encouraging Carter Kelly to settle down, trying to throw a strike right here. And 8-hole hitter Aiden Butts to be followed by Gavin Powell. If Butts does not ground into the double play, Rhythm do have one. It's a unassisted double play, a line out to Jackson Cothran at first with the bases loaded. Runner going, time violation is called by the base umpire, Clinton Magason. And they're saying add another ball. 20 seconds, I believe, is the time that the pitcher has to deliver the pitch, or at least to get into his motion to deliver the pitch. 3-1 pitch, fouled off. And now we'll have a full count, Ministries full count. Pitch coming to Butts, the right fielder. Struck out in the second, walked, and was stranded. Actually, he was the runner at first base when Jackson Cothran made the catch. And then singled up the middle, drove in the second run of the 6th inning for the Hoppers. Full count pitch. Full count first pitch, foul ball. Drama. Leeway says hi. She heard her name. I'm sure she is just all up into the full count broadcast. Just see the Carmen family sitting around in their living room. Swinging a pop-up on the right side. This is an infield fly rule if it's fair, and it is, and it is. But it's also caught by Jackson Cothran for out number 2 because he can catch a pop-up. So he did. Now 2 outs. Gavin Powell, who is 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs to Jake Merrick at third, and the line out. He hit that ball sharply, just hit it right at Jackson Cothran with the bases loaded in that 6th inning. Carter Kelly trying to wiggle off the hook here with 2 runners on. Delivers a pitch low and inside. That's how you spell leeway, Liwei. I'd have to guess at food time. I don't think it's PH. I think I want to go with F. Futai. Final answer. 1-0 pitch, breaking pitch. That gets in all over that plate for a called strike. Second inning of work for the Bison left-hander from Lipscomb University. Shout out to Caleb Pika if he might be listening in. Also a lefty at Lipscomb. That ball gets by and to the screen. No, it's going to move the runners up, but it's going to be a hit by pitch. So 3 free base runners for the Hoppers. And the bases are loaded for the top of the order. It's going to be Grady Broughton, who's going to try to erase 4 bad memories here in his 4 previous at-bats. He struck out in the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th, batting here for the 5th time in the 8th. Right-handed hitter from the University of Indianapolis, Plainfield, Indiana. First pitch is way wide, and Simmons has to fight to keep that one in the glove. For some reason, Game Changer does not show Dixon's strikeout. Other pitch misses. It says that he had 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, none earned, no walks, and no strikeouts. But we know that's not true because he struck out the very first batter, and it was Grady Broughton that he faced in the 5th. 2-0 pitch. That's in there on the outside corner for a called strike. All 3. You know, Carter Kelly might be squeezing that baseball a little bit tight with the bases loaded and 2 outs, but he does have a 4-run cushion. But he doesn't want to allow any of these free base runners to score. The 3-1 pitch. That's in there. No. Holy cow. That pitch has been called a strike all night long. A walk and an RBI to Grady Broughton. 4th walk of the game by Kelly, and that will end his evening as Josh Carman is out. So we'll take a quick break before this Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions right here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. Jacob Newman from Samford is back for year number 2 for the Rhythm. 6'2", 195-pound redshirt senior from Vestavia Hills, Alabama himself. Went to Vestavia Hills High School. The son of Jeff and Lauren Newman. I don't have his grandparents' names yet. I have not gotten that information from him. Not sure if he wasn't there. I think he was not there on the media day when I showed up. So Dylan Doris, AAA Autoglass, is his mentor, staying in the host home of Chandler Phelps. Last year had 5 appearances for the Rhythm, 8 innings of work. And he is back to see if he can shut the door here with bases loaded and 1 run in for the Hoppers on 3 walks and a hit batter by Carter Kelly, who goes 1 2/3 innings. Does not give up a hit. 1 run to this point, but all 3 runners on base are his responsibility. 4 walks. One strikeout. Did hit a batter. He faced 10 tonight. Gives way to Jacob Newman, the right-hander. So the first right-hander for Full Count in this ball game. He'll face the 3-hole hitter Gabe Eddington, who's walked 3 times and grounded out. Chandler Phelps listening in. He says he's going to shut it down right now. So 6-3 is the score. Alec Hodling down at third base. Gavin Powell at second. First pitch delivered by Newman is low. And Grady Broughton down at first base. Bases loaded, bottom of the 8th. Hoppers looking to come back as a little bit of a sidearm delivery here from Jacob Newman. As the Hot Rod Association just went by. One car Hot Rod Association here in Hopkinsville. One car town. 1-1. It's outside. A little lower than where that pitch was to Grady Broughton that I thought would have rung him up, but not called. Chad Crutcher behind the plate. Jonathan Higdon, the arbiter, down at first. Clinton Magason out at third base, currently in your shot to the right of Jacob Newman. There's a ground ball to the hole, backhanded, and the throw to first is offline, and it gets by Jackson Cothran. 1 run, 2 runs will score. I would think that's going to be scored as an infield single. That was a very, very tough play by Logan Kronk. He thought about going to third initially, realized he wasn't going to be able to get that play. And then his throw to first base was hurried, and it was up the line and got by Jackson Cothran. So I'm going to rule a single. Let's see if I can see what Game Changer here shows. I'm going to go infield single E6. That allowed the second run to come in. And now Owen Hutchison 0 for 4 stands in, facing a right-handed hitter for the first time. Weakly hit ground ball. Charging, gloving Kroc, throws again. That one is up the line, but it is stabbed by Jackson Cothran, and this ball game is tied. Again, another tough play by Kroc. Might be an infield single. But regardless, that is Owen Hutchison. It's a ground ball, and they show that as an E6 on Game Changer. Newman, they showed that his was an error as well. Tough score here at Hoptown. Carson Tucker, the 9th batter to come to the plate. Looks at ball 1.
Go 15, get a hold of one.
Go ahead run at third base. Runners at first and third. I'm going to get him up there. Swing and a miss. All 4 of these runs charged to Carter Kelly. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. So 3 walks, a hit batter, and 2 errors. And the Hoppers have scored 4 to tie the ball game 6-6. Not a hit in the inning. Newman with a long pause and a breaking pitch. Swung on and missed. The tag applied, and that ends the inning. A safety error strikeout to end the 8th. Take a while to digest that. I don't know that there's an earned run in that group, but we're all tied up as we head to the 9th. Be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
You might get to nap, but your money doesn't. Like right now. At Volunteer State Bank, it's working hard day and night, earning 4.5% APY. Playtime, drive time, anytime. You could be out with friends or on vacation. But your money, it doesn't take a break. You've worked hard for it. Now let it work hard for you. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account today and earn 4.5 annual percentage yield if qualifications are met on balances up to $15,000.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Top of the ninth we go. By my calculation, that is 3 unearned runs in that inning as the official score charged errors. So 4 runs, 1 earned, no hits, 2 errors in that inning. 2 runners were left on base. As Jackson Leggett back in the ball game for the Hoppers. And I said all 4 of those runs charged to Carter Kelly. I thought Jacob Newman did a good job, although I think they could have credited both of those hits, one by Gabe Eddington and Owen Hutchinson. There's a chance those both could have been infield singles. That's not how it's showing on Game Changer right now. Nolan Sargent, then the top of the order for the Rhythm in the top of the ninth. Sargent looks at ball 1 up. Nolan 1 for 2. Singled in the third, grounded out last 2 times, getting his 4th at-bat of the night. Nearly gets hit with that inside fastball. The 2-0 from Leggett. Winks at the outside corner for a called strike. Six runs, 8 hits for a full count. Six runs, 5 hits for the Hoppers. 3-1. Sargent trying to reach first base or farther. And a 3-1 pitch. Grounded to second. 3 hops, and Gabe Eddington throws low to first base. A new first baseman is Dalen Hamilton. Came in and pinch hit for Scheidt. That's now 1 out. No, if Hodling as Logan Kroc stands in to see if Hutchison moved to center or no, he's still in left. Fought off and AAA autoglass foul ball off to the right. Aiden Butts looks like he has moved to center field. Maybe that's Hodling and right. 1-1 pitch. This is low and away. And that is Alec Hodling in right field. Two 2-1 pitch. Missed outside. And again, another 3-1 pitch coming to Rhythm batter here in the ninth. All 4. Kroc reaches on his second walk of the ball game. Second walk by Jackson Leggett Walford.
From Oxford, Mississippi, Murray State moves on to the Super Regional.
Murray State wins it. Scott Colley, the PA man here, has just announced that the Racers are moving on to the regionals. The Super Regionals, I'm sorry, they won the regional at Ole Miss. So another SEC, as that is a funky move over to first base. Kroc, who has a stolen bag in this game already, gets back. Lou D'Alessio had a solo home run in his last at bat, and that pitch outside, and Evan Cardwell had no chances. Going on first pitch was Kroc. Picks up his second century steal of second base. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position. Alessio planted one just to the right of the tree in left center field for his first big fly. And Leggett misses again, 2-0 count. Cardwell wants to go out and have a chat. D'Alessio hit with the first pitch he saw from Colin Tater. Right on the helmet and flew out in the third, grounded out in the fifth. Ate some Wheaties in the dugout before the top of the seventh and cranked one out of here. That time, that was the second home run for full count in the ball game. But John Paul Head came up two batters later, leading off the top of the eighth to deliver his second home run of the game and second home run of the year. John Paul Head has 4 RBIs in the game. Right now is the odds-on favorite to be the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. As Josh Carmen having a huge confab, not delighting the hometown Hopper fans here at all. Having a big conversation with Lou D'Alessio. And now the meeting breaks up. Just right over there to your left. I could have shown it to you, but unless maybe you're a lip reader. Don't think he's talking to Lou. He is asking to square around. Lou is squaring around. I don't think he's actually going to bunt. I think he's just going to see. Oh, talked about the old Butcher Boy play. Fake bunt and swing. Couldn't get around on it quick enough. Fouls it off to the right. Ooh, just missed a Kia driving down the road. AAA on the glass foul ball. We're at Christian County High School in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. 2-1 pitch is coming. It's coming. Here it is. Low. And the third 3-1 count of the inning for Jackson Leggett Walford. 5'9" lefty out of Clearwater, Florida. They got a couple of players at AUM. Auburn University and Montgomery in D2 school. 3-1. That's in there for a called strike. D'Alessio takes a pitch, and we'll have a full count. Ministries full count. 6-6. Drama. Top of the ninth. Full count enjoyed a 6-2 lead till giving up 4 runs in the bottom of the eighth without the aid of a hit. A full count first pitch foul ball. A AAA autoglass foul ball gets off the netting and rolls over the stands to the right of the press table. Game being broadcasted on WHOP by Joe Wilson, radio voice of the Hoptown Hoppers, and plugging in. And they are also a video stream. Full count pitch. Misses low and gets by the catcher. Evan Cardwell has no idea where the ball is, and now finally coming to the plate and sliding safely. In there is Logan Kroc. He hesitated. Cardwell had no idea where that ball was. And it's ball 4. And the go-ahead run scores on the wild pitch. A 2-base wild pitch. You don't see that very often. And back-to-back walks and brings, assuming that's the head coach, Chris Benny, out of the Hoppers dugout. 7-6 now, full count leads. As the Kentucky fans here are very, very pleased that Murray State defeated Ole Miss to head to a super regional. See if I can figure out what regional does Murray State go to. They're going to play Duke. Are they going to flip a coin as to see who hosts that? Both of them were in that bottom right of the bracket. I don't know what seed that was. Maybe a number 3 seed for both of them in there, so I'm not sure how they'll figure that out. Probably going to head to Duke since it's a Power 5 school, but I'm not sure how that is. Logan Kroc comes in to score the go-ahead run. Right now, I guess it's earned because walk and a wild pitch. Wild pitch is earned. It was not a pass ball. Alessio back on the unusual pickoff attempt by Jackson Leggett, who's still out there. Jake Merrick at the plate. Another throw over. That is a complete step toward home plate. I don't understand that move, how it's not a balk. Didn't look to me like he's going even close to that 45-degree angle. But I'm telling you, I don't know that anybody really knows what a balk is. There he's got him the third time, and he throws it away. Rounding second, D'Alessio heading to third. They might try to score him. They will. He's rounding third. There's going to be no throw. He's going to Superman into home on the 3-base throwing area on the attempted pickoff at first base. Scores run number 2 in the inning. Defense has not been on premium display here tonight for either team. He had him picked off. The runner was taken off. But his throw, he tried to hurry the throw. I cleared the count. We never did have a count up there, did we? So maybe I didn't clear it. He had not thrown a pitch to Jake Merrick till that ball. And now ball 2 to the UAB product, Jake Merrick. Merrick drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd, singled in the 6th. Looks at a called strike. 5'11", 200-pound rising sophomore. He's from Farragut High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. Jim and Angie Merrick. His parents, Hunter is his brother. Takes another pitch. Who's counting? But that's the 4th straight batter that Leggett has gone 3 balls and 1 strike to. Hello to Grandpa in Naperville and Grandma in Hastings, Michigan. Pappy and Mimi there in Rockwood, Tennessee. I believe that's down there by Harriman in Roane State, just a bit outside. I like that one. The rest of that for Bob Euchre in honor of him is just a bit outside. Tried to catch the corner and missed. That's one of my favorites. That'll be the end of the line for Jackson Leggett as he walks his 4th batter. And he lasts an inning and a 1/3. Gives up 2 hits. To this point, 3 runs. He gets a hand. And the new pitcher on for Hoptown, John McGee, 5'9", 215-pound right-hander from Flora, Illinois. Attends Olney Central College, a sophomore. there. He will come on to face John Paul Head as Leggett faces 9 batters, walks 4. Gave up a solo home run to John Paul Head.
Pitcher for the Hoppers, number 29, John.
Each of the 3 pitchers for Hoptown gave up home runs tonight. The full count. We have 3. Did not have a home run coming into tonight's game. Colin Tater started, went 6 innings. I got 5 hits, 4 runs. They were earned, walked 2, struck out 4. Owen Boswell came in for an inning, gave up a hit, a run. It was a home run. Also struck out 1 batter. Jackson Leggett, 1 1/3, 2 hits. So far, 3 runs, 4 walks. Did strike out 1 batter. And is responsible for Jake Merrick on at first base. Jay Myers, he's following the NCAA tournament. Answered my question right away. Jay, there's a job opening for a research assistant for the Full Count Rhythm broadcast. So right now you are the odds-on favorite to fill that role. It's not a paying position. It's an internship, unpaid. So feel free to answer away every time I posit a question. Look at me using a college term as Mark Dixon, a professor at the University of South Dakota, has chimed in, says ball don't lie. He's a big baseball fan. Royals fan. Mark Dixon, the father of Tim Dixon, I met him as they drove cross country to get to Hendersonville, Tennessee, and he was wearing an Omaha Storm Chasers hat of the Royals. All set now. There's the first pitch to John Paul Head in there for a called strike. Delivered by John McGee.
Oh, gosh.
Ball and a strike. Making a ball and 2 strikes. John Paul. I've been thinking about that ball that came near him. He's 3 for 4. Runner goes, pitches down, throw down to second is in time to get Jake Merrick. Ball 2. But Merrick erased for out number 2. Second caught stealing of the night. Nice throw by Cardwell. But John Paul Head is in scoring position. In the batter's box. 2-2 pitch is low and away. Full Count Ministries, full count. First batter that we did not have a 3-1 count. 2. Jackson Cothran again on deck. A tapper on a breaking pitch. Chris Williard is John Paul Head's mentor. He's staying in the host home of Mike and Andrea Kelly. They're superstars in Full Count Ministry. Full count pitch is high. John Paul happy that was a fastball instead of a breaking pitch. If that was a breaking pitch, that would have come right down into the zone, but that is another walk. 4 straight walks by Hopper's pitching. That'll bring Jackson Cothran to the plate. He's walked twice on the evening. 0 for 2. Still looking for that first hit in the 2025 rhythm season. Pops this one up out to center field. That's going to be Aiden Butts out there, the former right fielder who makes the catch to retire the rhythm. Full count comes back with 2 runs. One of those unearned. There was not a hit in the inning. Kind of as a take that to Hoptown, who scored 4 without the aid of a hit. There was one big error. The attempted pickoff by Jackson Leggett. Nobody left on base. Head to the bottom of the ninth. We'll keep it right here so we can get you the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Tonight's verse is out of the book of John. John, first chapter, 1 verse 14. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. John 1:14, brought to you by Full Count Ministries. Go to fullcountministries.com. See all the ministries doing for baseball players in Middle Tennessee, Middle Alabama, and in Nicaragua. Thanks to our board of directors. Brandon Jaggers, he said, is now the board president. Vice president is Grant Edwards. He's joined by what? We've got it in print right here. This is a whole new board. Todd Hundley over at Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, Chad Lamberth of Old Hickory Bats, Dave Lamarb of New England. He's just from New England, former Parks director, 38 years as the Parks director for Hendersonville, city of Hendersonville. Chad Hutton, who I've never met, but I understand he is a pastor and longtime board member for Full Count. Tanner Sandell is new on the board this year. And I want to say the rest of these names are new on the board. Tanner Sandell, Jeff Newman, the father of our pitcher on the mound, Jacob Newman, and Eric Alexander. He's a mentor. Dylan Dorse of AAA Autoglass, also a mentor. And my son, Wilson Reese, along with Dr. Alan Sills, new board members. So congratulations to each of those men for being asked to do a very important work to give guidance to John Smithson, Josh Carmen, Reed Glover, Todd Cox, and Adam Spates. Nobody needs to give direction to the Full Count administrator, Brooke Carmen. She can handle it herself. Bottom of the ninth, Jacob Newman now with a chance to be the winner in this ball game. Pours in a first pitch strike. We have another pinch hitter. And that is a strike as well. Colby Webb pinch hitting for Dalen Hamilton. And Newman ahead in the count 0-2. The pitch, it is grounded between short and third for a base hit. The 0-2 caught a little bit too much of the plate there. Colby Webb, Arkansas Tech University, gets a leadoff hit here in the bottom of the ninth. Bring the catcher Evan Cardwell to the plate. Newman came on in relief of Carter Kelly in the eighth. That's fastball dots the outside corner. That's got some comeback action to it. Sixth hit of the ball game for the Hoppers. What about a doodad double play? Ground ball foul down the third base line. Cardwell with a little hop after he saw that one go to the left of the third base bag. Logan Harrell, the self-designated foul ball getter after that one. And another 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. That could be two. Drops the ball. They got time because Cardwell slipped at the base. And that is a 6-4-3 doodad double play. Just what the doctor ordered. Notre Dame. Tim Reese, occasionally the broadcaster, will get something right. Cardwell slipped coming out of the box right away. Kroc fielded it, dropped it, picked it up, flipped it to Stockton, who then delivered a strike over to Jackson Cothran. And the first pitch to Hodling, not a strike. Hoppers down to their last out here. 8-6. Our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game, John Paul Head. As we'll have to break it down quickly. John Paul reached base 4 out of the 5 times he came to the plate. Single, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, a 3-for-4 evening. Now 7 RBIs. Ground ball, 2 hopper to Merrick. Gloves, bobbles, throws over to Cawthron, and this one belongs to the Rhythm. 5-3 putout ends this ball game. And game that takes 2 hours and 50 minutes to complete. The Rhythm keep the streak alive. They win this one 8-6 and move to 3-0 on the season. The Hoppers fall to 0-3. Again, sorry for the problems earlier tonight with losing the feed. I have no idea what happened. Don't have an explanation. But the Rhythm get the victory, and what we lost was John Paul Head's first home run, but we got his second one. So that'll do it from Hoptown. Where are we going to be tomorrow? Oh, we're going to be back at home to take on the, I think Paducah's coming to town. There we go. Nope, Madisonville's coming to town. Saul did want to give a shout out. Saw former Commissioner John Bruce tonight earlier. Don't know if he's still here or not, but I got a chance to chat with him just briefly. So hopefully we'll get to see him more as the season progresses. But the Rhythm back home tomorrow night, 7:05 to take on the Madisonville Miners. And see if we can quickly look at the out-of-town scoreboard. It is not there. I'm not going to be able to find it. There it is. Madisonville 10-2 over Fulton. That game is still going. And another 10-2 score. Nope. Don't have. The Paducah Chiefs must have finished. I don't have that score. Anyway, you can look it up on the OVL website as well. That'll do it from Hoptown, where the Rhythm come back after being tied 6-6 in the bottom of the 8th, score 2 in the top of the 9th. Jacob Newman gets the win. He moves to 1-0. I guess I didn't announce that. Newman the winner. Loser is Jackson Leggett. Don't know if he has a loss. No save in the game. We'll wrap it all up and head back to Hendersonville, get home tonight, and back at the DC3 tomorrow. Hope to see you out at the ballpark. If not, we'll carry it right here on the OBS free application here on both Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully have no issues tomorrow, and planning on having a new intern tomorrow to help me out with the camera switching and the camera or the commercials. So for John Smithson, the Director of Ministry, and Head Coach General Manager Josh Carmen, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you so long. Thanks for watching and listening tonight on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll see you next time right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network.